Top 5 fans. So, I was looking at that interview with Cesar Gracie, and they were mentioning talks about the Diaz brothers looking into boxers and looking even to boxers now, like Jake Paul and a few others, Canelo, Tyson Fury, all these other guys. And they see the money that these guys are making. And they asked, why can't we make that money? And we know how Nate and Nick have been just boxing purists. Like they've been more of a boxer than they've been a grappler, I feel. They've been boxing. Of course, I mentioned before they used to box with Andre Ward, train with Andre Ward. I've seen even Nate, even with in the ring, training with Tyson Fury. I've seen excuse me, Nick. I saw Nick with Tyson Fury. Nate is sure boxing with a few other stars out there that I've heard him boxing with. And yeah, they definitely have always been boxers, and they definitely have always been wanting to box. And the big reason why I'm saying this is because Cesar Gracie has actually didn't mention names, but he mentioned he has a big lineup, Nate does, regarding on who he is going to box once he is done with the UFC. So my question for you guys is, who do you think those names are? Who would you like Nate Diaz to go in the boxing ring against? We've seen, and I know what guys are saying that, oh, well, he's an MMA fighter going in against an actual boxer. I'm sorry, guys, but Nate is an actual boxer too. He's been boxing a large portion of his life as well. This isn't a guy like Jake Paul or Conor McGregor or some of these other YouTuber guys or even MMA guys that try their hands in boxing. No, this is a guy who's actually been doing boxing a large portion of his life, if not his whole life. So this is not someone that's just going to go in there and learning the game. He's actually knows the game and experienced the game a lot. So again, my question to you guys is, who do you think is Nate going to fight when he does? We already know the possibility and the likelihood of him fighting Jake Paul. That's a given, 100%. I strongly feel once this fight is done with Hamzat, maybe possibly in December or in early next year, 2023, he is going to box Jake Paul. That's one. What is the other one? What is 2023 going to look like for a Nate Diaz? I know I heard him say in the interview with Ariel Helwani a couple weeks ago, or even a month ago, I can't exactly remember the time frame, but he did mention about possibly even boxing Triple G. Now, I'm not so sure about that one. I know Triple G is a big guy for his weight, but I know he's around the same weight class as Nate is. They'll be doing it at 160, so I'm sure they could do some kind of catch weight. But be that as it may, Triple G is a bad motherfucker. A bad motherfucker. Like, that guy can hit you. I get it. He has not looked the same. I get it. He has not been as dominant and as much of a killer in the ring like he used to be back in the day when we used to watch him, just straight up knockout after knockout after knockout, dominant after dominant after dominance. But nonetheless, that still will be actually a fun fight for Nate, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend that being his first or his second. If he decides to do some fun boxing fights, then yeah, put him in there. You want to go in there, you want to try to get some big fights. You're not trying to make it into a career where you're going to want to start from the bottom up. Then yeah, you know what? Go ahead in there with Triple G and possibly even go in there if he could see possibly. I doubt if he would even do it with the Canelo Alvarez. Make your money, because I would enjoy watching Nate Diaz box. I don't know about you guys. I know a lot of you guys are fans. I know a lot of you guys love a Nate Diaz fight because I love a Nate Diaz fight. I'm extremely excited to see him come back in September 10th against Hamzat Chimaev, but I'm also very excited to see him finally box as well. I've always enjoyed his stand-up game. I've always enjoyed his striking, his very technical striking. We've seen him put away a lot of guys with that. So maybe not the craziest knockout power, but definitely the amount of cardio, the amount of hands. Not the fastest hands either, but we just see the longevity in his hands where he just does not get tired. Most people can throw like 4, 5, 6 punch combination, but that is it. This guy can throw 8, 9, 10 punches without ever getting tired. And him not having to worry about being taken down or worry about being kicks or knees or elbows, it's just gonna even, I feel, benefit him more. But then again, like I said, regardless of how I am appraising, or excuse me, how much I am giving props to Nate Diaz with his boxing, it still can't compare to a Triple G or a Canelo or even some of these other guys like Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. Regardless, because these guys just train boxing. Nate doesn't just train boxing. He adds all these other mixtures in there. So that makes it a big difference. That's why when people were trying to give Connor a little bit more of a chance against Mayweather, it's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Connor would literally have to spend 90% of his life to catch up to the amount of experience Mayweather has in the ring, in order to be right there with Mayweather, because just Mayweather pretty much lived in the boxing gym since the time he was born. And that's all he's ever done. Every single day. Never trained a grappling, never trained in wrestling, never trained with anything else but boxing. And that's what these guys do. So, with that being said, again, who do you guys think Nate is going to box? Who would you guys like to see him box aside from Jake Paul? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.